the film Awake, A Dream from Standing Rock, is not only my film, it's a collaboration project.
Okay.
I met, when I was at Standing Rock, I met incredible reporters, photographers, journalists, filmmakers on the ground. And, you know, all of us there on the front lines, you know, watching water protectors, in many cases being those people that were fired upon by the police with rubber bullets, and traumatized, and many of them arrested, a part of those protests. So there were several amazing people that collaborated on this film. There's two other directors, myself. It's in 3 chapters and a coda. I direct the first chapter and the coda. James Spion, who's a phenomenal documentarian who was nominated for an Oscar for his film Incident at New Baghdad. He created the second chapter of the film. And Myron Dewey, an indigenous filmmaker from Digital Smoke Signals, the very popular Facebook feed Digital Smoke Signals, created the third chapter of the film. Florice Whitebull, who is the subject of my film, is the co-writer and narrator of the opening piece. And Doug Goodfeather, who is a great-grandnephew of Sitting Bull, is the executive producer. He's the person who brought a lot of the collaborators together on the project. So it's a true collaboration project of many directors. This is how it got out so quickly. Brilliant editing by Greg King and other folks. So we really pulled together a lot of strands. And the truth is, no one person, no one film, no one filmmaker, no one voice can tell the story of Standing Rock. It is and there are going to be many, many films to come, which we really encourage people to watch. But this one, we wanted to get out as soon as possible to continue to support the movement and to continue to support the water protectors who are fighting pipeline battles across this country. Standing Rock serves as an example to us of how indigenous people have to lead this movement and those values, but it also shows us a blueprint for how to fight the Sable Trail pipeline in Florida, the AIM pipeline in New York State, the Bayou Bridge pipeline in Louisiana, the Trans-Pecos pipeline in Texas, and of course, our old nemesis, the Keystone XL pipeline, which threatens to run through the heartland of Iowa and Nebraska and all those places. You know, so we have a lot of these battles to come, and this film, I think, is instructive in terms of the values that we have to have in our heart to make these things work.
I just don't want all of the energy from Standing Rock to go away and dissipate, man. I don't want people to go back into their shells. I know that's something you worry about too, where people sort of retract from the movement.
This project is something that we want to continue that spirit of the water protectors. There's a action guide that will be posted on our website to go along with it. So you can look at how all the ways that you can become involved, because you're right. Nobody wants Standing Rock, the energy and the spirit of those protests and the water, those direct actions and the water protectors to dissipate. We have Standing Rock was a huge moral victory for America, a huge moral victory for our country, and a rallying cry for the future. So there are many ways to continue to participate. Number one, divest your personal accounts. Get your money out of Wells Fargo, out of Chase, out of Bank of America. Go to defunddapl.org, defunddapl.org. They can show you how you can get your personal money out of the banks that fund, you know, oppression of Native peoples and fund fossil fuels. Because when you got money in those banks, you don't have money. You have bullets that are being fired at reporters who are trying to report on things like Standing Rock. You have an oil spill at the ATM machine. You have contributions, because those banks, your money doesn't just sit there in a little box and like some squirrel goes and gets it when you want to get it out of an ATM. Your money is being invested by those bankers in truly evil and nefarious projects like the Dakota Access Pipeline. It's very important that you take that money out, you invest it in a community bank, you invest it in a bank that doesn't have that type of profile, and you can find that out more about that at Defund DAPL. Also at our website, awakethefilm.org, you can sign up for those kinds of alerts. Number two, go to the protests. Become involved with Indivisibles. Become involved with the climate movement. Become involved with these stand-up resistance moments that are happening. We all need to be in the streets right now. Number three, support Freshet, the legal fund that's going to go to battle against these crazy and exaggerated charges. A lot of these, there were hundreds and hundreds of arrests of peaceful demonstrators, of peaceful water protectors in North Dakota. They are now being charged with years and decades worth of felony charges, which are totally false. Defending these people against decades worth of jail time will cost a lot of money. So at our website, awakethefilm.org, you can find out more information about that as well. This film, 100% of the proceeds go towards those undertakings. 100% of our proceeds, we're a nonprofit, that's where they're going. So we feel very strongly that this project, Awake, A Dream from Standing Rock, will contribute to that fight. We'll continue the spirit of those direct actions, and we want to see that help more of them. So yes, go to awakethefilm.org.
Amazing.
And of course, the movie's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the movie's amazing. I made it. I mean, I made part of it, but I think it's some of my best work. Without question, I'm very proud of it, and I think that it's an extraordinary thing.